Welcome to some Marauderz versus Opera Wizard of Oz event. Alright, so right now we don't have a warlock in our group, so I'm going to show you a way of doing this without a warlock. Normally you'd have a warlock to fear roar, but since we don't have that, we do have 2 priests and 2 warriors. So I'm going to be tanking roar, and I'm going to move him around to our different classes that can fear, and we'll have him fear them. First off here we have Dorothy. She'll release here in a second. She's just a caster type, randomly aggroes on different party members, so you don't need to tank her. As you can see, Roar just released, so I'm going to pick him up right now, and I'm going to get some aggro on him, and then I'm going to move him up to our Shadow Priest, and let her fear off first. As you can see, the Straw Man just released there as well, and we've got a Arcane Fire Mage doing fire attacks on him to proc the burn effect. And then right there, 10 Man released as well, and our main tank is picking him up, and is going to start moving him around. As you see, every time the fear releases, now the roar comes back to me, so I can move him around to the next party member, so we don't have him running after the priests and trying to kill them, and then leaving us without healer or without one of our DPS. Alright, the kill order here tonight is Dorothy first, then we'll kill Tito, her dog. You gotta make sure you don't kill Tito before you kill Dorothy, otherwise she enrages. As you can see, I'm moving Roar around up here to the main tank, and he's going to fear him. And then I'm just kind of watching out and waiting for him to get unfeared and kind of holding the dog there. It's a pretty easy fight as long as you make sure that everybody knows what they're doing. You just got to have something to fear Roar. He's susceptible to fears. Then someone to use fire effects on Straw Man, and then someone to kite 10 Man around. As the fight goes on, 10 Man gets rusty and moves slower and slower, so you can see right now in the background our main tank isn't even really taking any damage because you can just kite him around and not even get hit. Although you do still have to watch out because 10 Man will still cleave and stuff as he's going through there, so you just got to be careful of that. You can see here we're just going to finish off Roar real fast, so I don't have to tank him anymore. Kind of frees us up a little bit. Then the healers and our Shadow Priest and tanks don't have to worry about fearing anymore once he's dead. Then we'll move on to Straw Man, who will actually have had a lot of damage taken on him already, because we've had one of our high DPS mages has just been wailing on him the whole time. So you can see here, once I go to him, his health is going to be down considerably, and he'll be pretty quick to kill. As you can see here, I really don't even need to tank this guy because the burn effect that he's got on him, he really doesn't even do any damage to anyone, so just throwing out a little bit of extra DPS there. And then as you can see now, we're moving on to 10 Man, who our main tank is tanking, so I'm just going to sit back here for a second and get some mana back, and get ready for the Crone event, which we will go over here in just a second. Alright, if you guys are new to the Opera event at Karazhan, there's 3 different Opera events that you can have. There's a Wizard of Oz, there's Romeo and Juliet, and then there's the Big Bad Wolf. So I recommend checking those before you start. To do that, you just have one of your party members take off all his armor so he doesn't take a durability loss when he dies, and then go in here, start the event while the rest of your team is back in the back hallway so they don't get hurt. Then you can WoW wiki it and figure out how to kill him the best way, or watch a YouTube video or something like that. As you see, the Crone just came up here. I'm going to pick up aggro and tank her right here. Big things that she does a chain lightning thing here, which hits multiple party members. Also, she summons whirlwinds, which you'll see here in a second, and I'll tank her around to miss the whirlwind. So there's one right back in the corner right there, so I'll just move her around so that she misses the whirlwinds. The whirlwinds don't do too much damage. They launch you up in the air. You'll take fall damage, and then she'll lightning you, or has a chance to lightning you when you're up in the air there. Crone can be a little bit more difficult because your healers are a little bit lower on mana at this point, and so is your DPS, so you may be a little bit lower on your DPS because of lack of mana, and then you gotta kind of move her around the room and make sure that your DPS doesn't get hit up in the whirlwind, or your healers get hit in the whirlwind. As you can see, the fight's winding down here. All we have left to do now is loot Crone, get our loots, and move on. Thanks guys, this was Marauderz from Anub'arak, bringing you a how-to on Wizard of Oz event. Good luck!